All right, it's our first Team of the Week review. We obviously did the preseason Dak Prescott, but you had a big week one in the NFL with A.J. Green coming in style. He is our set hero, and then you have Harrison Smith as the 48-hour. Sheed is the first guy up this week. Now, 87 speed, other than him being 6'2", there's no real utility for this item. There's a lot better corners. I think you can do much better than Sheed. Spencer Ware comes in next. I noticed Gibbs gave this guy a positive rating, but 86 speed and 89 truck at this point, even for a budget, I think you can do better with a budget gold. The new Thomas Rawls that came out, I believe he's an elite. That should knock down his other price. The Todd Gurley original gold, go grab him. Even the gold David Johnson. I know this guy will end up a little bit cheaper, but pretty good carry. Pretty good truck. He's not terrible, but I don't think you can go there. Now, Quan Alexander's a very interesting case right here because I believe he gives you a new battle-ready ability. So this battle-ready ability will actually counter the tackle battle Emmitt Smith. So the tackle battle Emmitt Smith will allow you to win or not win. So it comes with the battle ready ability. This will ensure that a player's tackle battle ability is triggered by pressing a unique button when the tackle battle is engaged. So that's pretty critical if you're facing a lot of Emmitt Smiths out there. Milestone, he's obviously not out in the wild yet, but maybe you start to stack the Quan Alexander, see if you can get him ready, and ensure that a player's tackle battle ability is triggered by pressing a unique button when the tackle battle is engaged. Maybe you guys in the comments can just clear that up a little bit for us, but I believe that is the case. Carson Wentz, 88 throw power, 86 short, 85 mid, 81 deep. Fantastic. 6'5", 81 speed. I mean, this guy right here, he is going to blend in perfectly as the season goes on. He's very equal across the board. This is a salary cap quarterback waiting to happen. Yeah, for top-end guys right now, Stafford's better. The throw power is a little low. You can get nitpicky, but look at the 80s. Just look at the range of 80s. The dynamics, they're going to continue to go up. This guy is going to be phenomenal moving forward. Next up is Bruce Irvin. You've got 86 speed, 87 excel, 87 hip power, and 84 block shed. So he has no strength off the edge per usual. He does have 86 speed, but when you go in and see that his finesse move is only 70 and his power move is 84, it's decent balance at this point, but I think he can do a lot better. His excel, which is usually his benefactor, is not the best, most important rating in this year's game like it has been in years past. So I would say pass on the Bruce Irvin for right now, especially at 80K. Don't fall in love too soon. Now, Harrison Smith, we just looked at in game. If we head back over, we'll be able to actually look and see, compare him to a couple of the better studs that are out there right now. Eric Reed's a guy that a lot of people like, and you'll see 1 more speed for Reed, but 8 less play rec, and 3 worse zone. Now, you do get 2 hit power, but the key stat, and the reason I actually took Eric Reed out of my lineup is because tackle. His tackle is 12 points lower than Harrison Smith's. I like the inch in height. I like the 12 better tackle. I like the 8 better play rec. I'll sacrifice for that, the 2 hit power. And I think overall, Harrison Smith with the 3+ zone is going to be the guy. Now, I have been using this Larry Wilson. He's a little short, and he tackles pretty well, but he has some hit power, but he hasn't laid any serious lumber for me. He's actually ended up on the ground a couple times. So, Larry Wilson's maybe a little better in coverage, got a little slightly better wheels, but I think this Harrison Smith is going to be rock solid for a good chunk of the season. Now, the price, though, obviously right now, as he was limited, he's going for 146K, it looks like. You can fact check that. If he drops down to 100 and he's competing with the Larry Wilson, then you can go there. But the Eric Reed, for that value, guys, the Eric Reed is just such a crazy value that you can't sleep on it. Lastly is the A.J. Green, who has 88 speed, 91 spec, 90 catching traffic, and 90 route running. Obviously, this makes him one of the better options in the game. They always give him that 6'4" height, which he obviously is that height, but it's nice to note because you don't think of him as a 6'5" guy because he's kind of slender. but he should make spectacular catches for you across the middle, and he has the 90 route running. You compare him to Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Marvin Harrison. I would say the Harrison's still going to be slightly better because the route running's 94, I think, over 90. The limited time DeAndre Hopkins has a little better route running, I think. But other than that, this guy right here with 90 is right in that top echelon, as guys like Josh Gordon, guys like Dez Bryant don't really have it. The 90-91's right on pace with where all the receivers are trending. 88 speed, it's not 90, but it's pretty decent. And, he's not a run blocker, so that's maybe his one detriment, is he's not a true run blocker. But for the most part, you could consider adding A.J. Green. I wouldn't do it for any specific price. There's never been like an A.J. Green that I'm like, I used him last year, like when I used Keenan Allen last year, or Champ Bailey a couple years ago, where I'm like, that item, I don't know, it's just the way it is. I haven't seen that with the A.J. Green yet. But, you can expect him to be pretty awesome. Now, I'll even throw in a bonus review, guys. I think Football Outsiders, it sounds like, I think I read a blog. I don't know. I can try and link to it in the description, but if you want to see the Football Outsiders players for this week, they have them. Now, we're not going to know the ratings, but if we had to project anything going forward, we would be able to try and figure that out. So let's see if we can find Football Outsiders Madden 17 and see who those players were this week. I've got you right here. Okay, so last week we had Thomas Rawls, Chris Conley. Let's see if we can find it in our week 1 ratings. Okay, so we do have them. It's Matthew Stafford, Football Outsiders for week 1. He's going to be amazing. I would sell my old Matt Stafford, and I would definitely pick up this new one. You have Levante David, who is always pretty legit with his zone coverage and his play rec across the middle. Let's see if we can take a look at what a future Levante David might be. Real fast. So a future Levante, because he's only an 81 right now. They kind of dogged him. Yeah, he's still going to be a cover guy. What's his zone? 80 zone and 88 player. So he'll get 90 play rec and 83 zone. 85, 86 speed. So he'll continue to progress. Tardif, let's see what he is like. Tardif. Nothing yet. He's not really going to do much for you. Tony Jefferson, what does he do? 80 speed, 80 zone. Still a little slow, not much hit power. He was tackling really well the other night, but he's not going to be there yet. And then Snead is not going to be there yet. So I would say the Stafford and Levante David, if you need a zone cover guy, could be two guys to look at. He'll be somewhat inexpensive moving forward. Those indeed are the Football Outsiders guys right there. David's chemistry we don't know yet. He might get Tampa Bay. Is that a real chemistry? Might not be. So that's some team of the week. Let's go into game right now, guys. We have the old Saints playbook. You guys want to see some packs? Let me know in the chat if you want to see some packs.